So I'm Vicki Durston from Breast Cancer Network Australia. I'm also a member of the World Health Organization Global Breast Cancer Initiative in the Technical Working Group, and I'm also President of the General Assembly of the AVC Global Alliance. I think that what's really important is I represent those voices through our advocacy at Breast Cancer Network Australia to ensure visibility of their experience to inform change. So what I mean by that is that we have a role to play, certainly globally, to not only share the learnings and insights of certainly our policy priorities within Australia, but also to address the inequities and the context of which those inequities exist. So we certainly know that through this whole process, through the United Nations General Assembly and the subsequent high-level meeting, that there was an absence of breast cancer in the political declaration. And for us, seeing that dilution within those documents and in those discussions really drive home the challenges around women's rights in healthcare and healthcare rights across the globe. So if we don't have the prioritisation of things like the leading cause of cancer-related mortality for women and the most common cancer for women being addressed within these discussions and also documents, how can we possibly prioritise it globally and hence really start to hold governments to account? Yeah, I think what I've spoken about this week is we don't want to see more frameworks and documents sitting on a shelf. We want documents, we want frameworks, we want policy priorities to really be enriched by collaborating, by partnering and coming together and looking at what implementation and true implementation looks like. Often there are words said and promises made, but then we don't see the actions that we're calling for. So I think that there is something to be said around the accountability that sits behind the words and the promise. And I think through mechanisms like the World Health Organization and others, that's really where we can set the goals, start looking at the scorecard and achieving the outcomes that we're driving. I think we've all got a role to play in not only sharing our learnings, but also truly listening and understanding what we're all striving for. I think what happens is the fragmentation across the globe doesn't see the unity of countries coming together, agencies, civil society, and policymakers. I think often we work in isolation and in silos, and I think it's so important that the role that we all play, but also our governments play, in ensuring that we all hold each other to account. And in order to do that, that's what true collaboration and partnership looks like.